Welcome back to the show. I'm your host Namdi. We're coming to you live from St. Petersburg, Florida. This is the pier at St. Petersburg. There's currently a watch for the red tide. If you live around the area recently, there's been a lot of dead fish that's washed up ashore. People have complained about nasty smells, and I believe on Monday the county health department issued a health advisory because of it. If you have respiratory issues or if you're not able to tolerate harsh conditions, you probably want to stay home and stay away from the area. But red tide is definitely a concern. So you wonder what red tide is, and apparently if you live around the area you're used to it because this is something that happens a lot. Another name for it is it's an algae bloom. Something in the water causes a lot of fish to die, and then they wash up to shore, and it's literally a health hazard. The beaches are closed off and you're not allowed, and it's advised not to go into the water. So what causes this, you might wonder? I don't know. But it's definitely new to us. It's something that we're trying to figure out and learn about. So the question is, what causes red tides? Red tides are caused by organisms in the water, specifically algae in the water. And these algae release chemicals in the water that are toxic to the fish, and they kill it. They kill the fish, so that's why you have a lot of dead fish that wash up on shore. Recently, there's been sightings of dead dolphins at the beach. So the question is, how long does this last? Typically, in most cases, like a month to even to a year. It happens very often, very yearly. Is it harmful to humans? Not necessarily, unless if you have a chronic condition, chronic respiratory issues, then it could make it worse. Because people complain of having difficulty breathing sometimes walking down the beach or walking along the shore. So it's probably a good idea to stay away from the beach area if you have breathing problems. But this is something, like I said earlier, it's something that's naturally occurring. It happens every year. If you live around these parts, you're gonna be used to them. It's gonna go away soon, and we'll return back to regular activities beachside. So just be patient and stay safe. If we walk over this way, you can easily see, just walking by the ocean, there's a lot of dead fish. A lot of, just a few days before, when we came up here, the water was clean. A lot of people were in the water. You still had that fresh ocean fresh air. It was the typical white sand, beautiful Florida bay. Not today. It's a whole different story today. There's a lot of dead fish in the water, and it stinks. But on the brighter side, you can join the little kids on the other end and play around in the fountain waters. Or you could just take a walk along the pier. It's a beautiful day. It's not as hot and humid as it normally is. You don't necessarily have to jump in the ocean to have a good time. There are other options. There are other things that you can do on the pier that will give you just as much of a good time in Florida. But for us transplants, just coming to the area moving to this area, it's a whole different experience. I've never heard of a red tide before. Red tide, I was wondering, and if you're looking into the water, you probably think, okay, if it's a red tide, the entire water should be red, but not necessarily, because apparently it's not. It doesn't necessarily have to turn the water red, but it's still not healthy to be in there. It's not necessarily safe to be in there. You can get skin irritation. Some people complain of rash and all kinds of skin pathologies can come from taking a dip in the water when you have that much dead fish in it. I don't know how long it's going to take before it clears out, but currently there's a health advisory and it's not safe to be in the water. Until next time, it's your host Namdi, and we'll see you. Stay safe.